We're here with Larry Pumpian, and he's brass bell music store teacher for how many years, Larry?
Um, I think it started around 1999
99.
in the old Bay Shore before
Okay.
they moved over here. The year before they moved
Yeah.
here,
Okay. So 18, 19 years.
something like that.
Long time, long time. And you mentioned to me too that you used to play in a band. What's your history with that?
Um, Started in high school.
Right.
I went to Nicolay High School. I was probably half Jewish at the time.
Right.
So from networking, we were playing a bar mitzvah party every Saturday night.
Right.
And it's steady work. I was in
Right.
heaven.
Right. Right.
Literally booked up. So.
Right.
And playing the hits of the day.
Right.
And went to University of Wisconsin, graduated in 72 and put together a cover band in 1972. What a great time to be in a cover band.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
Kind of a golden age
oh,
of bands at that time. Yeah, absolutely.
it was just,
There was a lot of material out there, that's for sure.
and it was being in Madison, there were a lot of, so many clubs in the vicinity.
Yeah,
I remember pushing my amplifier on the sidewalk. I didn't own a car. I pushed it on the sidewalk to get to the club.
right.
And these clubs had maybe a Wurlitzer jukebox in the corner.
Right.
So for a live band to come in with big equipment and everything,
Right.
the people just loved it. It was just the best time I've ever had.
Do you I'm interested. Do you still keep up with the music today? Do you try to find a band that you might want to, like a new musician that's out there or a new band that might be out there that might catch your ear? Because I mean, we know the '70s was just the golden age of it, but every once in a while you'll find something, a treasure out there. Do you know of any right now, or have you been following anyone at all?
Yeah, locally,
Yeah, well, locally or nationally.
well, there's a lot of I have a lot of teenage boys have turned me on to a lot of the indie rock kind of
Okay.
thing. They call it indie rock, and as I listen to it,
Right.
it's kind of subdued, acoustic, a little electric in there, and they might have a synthesizer or something.
Right.
Uh, Not too much of it is. I find a lot of those bands are talking about their perspective on what's happened to them and stuff.
Right.
And a lot of the bands that I like from the 60s, 70s, or up to the Green Day, they're talking about a broader perspective.
Right. Gotcha.
And it's easier to get into that music.
Right.
I was
Right.
with a good I was with
Good-
a good cover band. I had the good fortune be with a band called The Loving Kind, and had when I was a 14-year-old kid,
Right.
and I would sit and play the guitar, I would fantasize about this huge audience in front of me. But part of that fantasy said, well, that's really never going to come true. And as I played over 20 years in clubs and things, it's nice, but it wasn't that arena type thing.
Yeah.
And then at age 66, I had a chance to play with this band that played at Summerfest.
Oh wow.
And there, after all that time had transpired, and there it was.
Right.
Just as I imagined it. My
Right.
It was
Unbelievable.
really yeah.
Can you play a little jazz for me for our audience here?
Yeah. This is when I was in Madison. In the 70s, there was you started to network around and met up with these guys. It'd be a jam session 24/7.
Yeah.
And the guitar player in there was really into jazz. I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
But I was playing a lot of, I was playing bass at the time, and I learned to play bass off of James Brown records.
Oh, okay.
So I brought this funk into his world, and he wrote this song. to practice major seventh chords I hadn't heard before.
Right.
His name was Bob Pesselman, still there. So I kind of call that Pess's Bounce.
Wow, that's very melodic. That one's really pretty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Larry Pumpian, and we talked about a little bit of everything. We really appreciate it, Larry. And so, if you have an interest in guitar, please come to Brass Bell Music Store. Larry's here. He's got much experience, knows a lot of music, and can teach you every element of it. So, Larry, we really appreciate it, and your experience is unbelievable. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Larry. Bye bye.